Okay, so you asked me where I was from. I'm from a place called Ile-Ife, originally Ile-Ife, and then my ancestors, they moved from Ile-Ife to a place called Iwere. Today Iwere is bastardized and called Warri, because that's when the British came. You know, all of these names, they couldn't pronounce it, they changed the names. So, I mean, hopefully we're going to change it back. But Ile-Ife is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, you know, and before you guys were smelting iron in Europe, we were smelting iron in Ile-Ife. So if you go to the British Museum, I mean, I don't know why it's there, they stole it from us. Yeah. So these are the Ife bronzes, 1,300 years old. You can see the intricacy. So when the British came, especially to Benin, modern day Benin, they were so intimidated by the technology they saw, and they weren't happy that a bunch of black folk had this technology, so they destroyed Benin. The largest man-made earth structure on earth is not the Wall of China. Please verify that, Google it. It's actually the ancient moats and walls of Benin. But the British destroyed it. So a lot of people say black folks, sub-Saharan black folks, did not have their own writing. That's actually not true, because you're seeing it from a European perspective where writing is like that. Now, you guys met me today, and then you guys were interested because I'm dressed like this, right? You know, and okay, so now look how you're dressed. Oh, yeah, exactly.
It wasn't just that. It was that we were having very animated discussion, and you were there, and you had to be listening, and so we were very curious. What are you taking from this discussion that we're having? And that's why. So yes, the dress is part of it, but not the only part.
Okay, so but that's the thing, is like, you know, we had our own form of writing, but because like you know, like your own idea of writing was like it must be like ours. So like you guys met me today, right? We had an encounter. Yes. In the olden days where we had Ile-Ife, and when we had Benin, and when we had Iwere, called Warri today, you know, Ishakiri Kingdom, I would have a man servant, and he would be observing. And then everything that we said, your likeness, your likeness, your likeness, your likeness, he would carve it into intricate details. So I challenge you guys, go on YouTube. There's a guy called, I'm sure you know him.
Today you have you have a video. You have a video.
Oh, exactly. So exactly. But you've heard of David Attenborough, right? David Attenborough?
Yeah, yeah.
He went to Benin in the year I was born, 1974, and he met the Oba of Benin. And then he was trying to put this same question to the Oba of Benin about writing. And then the Oba of Benin brought a carving from, I think it was about 1611. And in that carving, he could actually tell where the Europeans came from. They came from Portugal, because that was how intricate the carving was. And then he saw a slave under the Oba of Benin's leg, and he asked the Oba of Benin, where was that slave from? And the Oba of Benin told him, oh yeah, he's an Igbo slave. And he asked the Oba of Benin, how do you know? He said, because of the tribal marks. That's how intricate our details were, you know. And so Ile-Ife, if you read Numbers chapter 12 verse 1, Moses' wife, she was, they call it in the King James Version, Cushite. The New International Version, you know, no, King James Version, they use the word Ethiopian. New International Version, Cushite. Other translations, they use the word black. She was actually a black African. If you read Exodus 18:24, her father was Moses' mentor and taught Moses everything that he knew. And that's why Jewish culture is actually a facsimile of Ile-Ife, black African culture.